So, hello and welcome to our latest travel talk with Ashley Dellow, Head of Retail Sales for Ledger Holidays. Hi Ashley, how are you doing?
Very well, how are you?
Excellent. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm fine, thank you. So, so tell us how are you and how is Ledger Holidays? How have you been coping with the situation?
Yeah, where do you start? Obviously, it's been a very interesting time for everyone. I think that situation is ongoing, very fluid with the word COVID. That has become the word of the year, I think. But quite an interesting time at Ledger Holidays as well. With dealing with that, we've also acquired the fantastic, iconic brand of Shearings Holidays, which is great for the customers, great for the travel agents. But amidst all of the refunding that is ongoing and the constant changing of the advice from the government, it's just a constant wheel. Each day just brings up new challenges, but also, exciting things as well. Obviously, acquiring Shearings and the UK market within the Ledger name is fantastic. So exciting times ahead as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was certainly amidst all the bad news. It was really lovely to hear that because obviously Shearings was a much loved brand.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see it rescued. So I mean, let's kick off with that then. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how it works with Ledger acquiring the Shearings brand and what agents can expect over the coming months?
Yeah, obviously, I'm learning myself at the moment. I feel like I'm back at a new job, first day at the new job, almost learning the new products. But absolutely, I think we saw the opportunity that I think naturally, certainly for the time being, the UK market is going to be quite buoyant. We believe that anyway, where the customers will look to have their holiday within the UK, certainly maybe over the next few months to a year, until the situation with COVID settles down and becomes a bit clearer for people, and people have a bit more confidence about travelling further afield. Having said that, we still believe that the European market, worldwide market, will come back. So how's it going to work? I think the important thing is to remember that we will be running the two brands completely separately. There'll be the Ledger brand and there'll be the Shearings brand. You said there, it's so iconic, the Shearings brand. What a fantastic brand. I think since we've acquired it, I think we've realised as well just what an iconic brand Shearings is. So we're delighted that name will continue. So I think that's the important thing. We're not going to amalgamate the brands. There will be Ledger Holidays and there will be Shearings Holidays. Different brochures, a trade brochure for Shearings and a trade brochure for Ledger Holidays. The customers are very, very different indeed.
Okay. So, I mean, how does it work into your kind of COVID-19 recovery plan, and how are you sort of planning to work with agents to boost sales for both the brands, I guess?
I think the first thing, to have Shearings back on sale opens up the UK market again. I think that helps itself boost the sales, because I think it did leave a big gap in the market when Shearings, sadly, as it was, went into administration. So to simply have it there again, I think will boost the sales. But we have got some book with confidence initiatives. So if customers book before the end of July, although we are approaching end of July, the customers, if they feel that they want to change their mind, they can change their holiday date free of charge. We're also offering some really low deposits, so your customers can book a Shearings holiday for as little as £25 just to secure that holiday, and not pay anything until 6 weeks before departure. Doing something similar with Ledger Holidays as well, but that's a slightly higher deposit of £50. And we've also got the peace of mind policy of COVID-19. So if the customers get symptoms, even up to the 5 days before they travel, obviously if it's proven that they have the COVID, they can change their holiday completely free for another date. And of course, obviously, it's fully ABTA bonded, which I think it is more important than ever before. I think to book through a travel agent and to be ABTA bonded is just fantastic. So there's some of the key initiatives that we're doing to try and help boost sales.
Okay. And then, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's really helpful when it comes to actually getting that sale for agents. But what are the kind of changes that you've made to ensure that the actual holiday experience is kind of, I guess, COVID proof? Because obviously, with coach travel, escorted touring in general, you're talking about groups of people outside of their bubbles traveling together. So what changes have you made to ensure that that's safe?
There's been some significant changes. So if I can get them right in order, upon entering the coach drivers will have temperature checkers. So we will take the temperature of customers, and if they breach 37.5 degrees, then obviously they will not be allowed to travel. Appreciate that's inconvenience, but they will get obviously a credit note to use on another holiday. But we have to obviously think of the safety of the other passengers. There's hand gel sanitizers on the coach, which we will enforce that everyone, adds that to their hands before they get on the coach. Masks will be mandatory. The customers will have to supply them themselves and wear them for the duration of coach travel. Little things as well. If you're a solo traveller, we will assure that you will not sit next to anyone else that you don't know. And what we'll do is we'll sit them by the window, so it just takes them further away from the aisle as well, just to create a little bit more space as well. We'll also be loading the coach differently, so people that are sitting at the back of the coach will get on the coach first to try and avoid any congestion, which again, I think it just shows you the attention and detail that we've gone into. And something that I think is really important, we've added fogging machines. So at the end of the day, after the tour, these fogging machines dispense like an antiseptic mist. Which will be sprayed over every service within the coach and disinfect that service. And that will happen every day as well. So I think you'd agree there's quite a lot of measures there. The government haven't actually sort of said clear guidelines of coach travel of what we should do. So these are measures that Ledger and Shearings have put in place themselves, obviously following advice, because safety of our customers is absolutely paramount. Absolutely has to be. So there's some of the measures that you'll expect. So slightly different maybe to what the customer would normally expect, but obviously we've also got to rely on the customer using common sense as well. That has to play a part.
Okay. So brave new world of spray machines and masks. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've got lots of things in place there, like you say. I mean, what inspire us or inspire our agent listeners with some of the sort of new places and experiences that they could be booking over the next few months then?
Well, I think the important thing is actually Shearings is very important to offer the customers very similar to what they had before. I think we're realising straight away that the Shearings customers really like what they like. So we are going to be offering all of the favourites, the bay hotels, the self-drive breaks. Obviously, we've just introduced the new 8-day tours for the UK. So this was feedback from travel agents. When we launched the product, we didn't have any 8-day UK breaks. We've just introduced those as well now. Not forgetting that you have some of your European destinations. To give an example, we've got an all-inclusive Lake Como 9-day tour for $599 for Shearings, and our self-drive breaks will come in at £99 per person. So really good value for money. So all your favourites, your Eastbourne, your Bournemouth, your Devon, your Cornwall, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, So an area that even I'm learning. I've been with Ledger many years, but obviously we focus on the European destinations.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, UK holidays. It's not familiar for every agent. In terms of obviously it's a lot of agents are not used to selling the UK. What kind of advice can you give? I mean, you say you're kind of in the act of learning this yourself at the moment, but yeah, for agents that might be unfamiliar with selling it, how do you think it's best to approach it? And do you have any tips?
I think the key thing is obviously, you know, the Shearings brand is so iconic. I think the customer knows so much about Shearings. I think the first thing we need to do is provide the agent with the brochure. That's key. I'm already getting that straight away. The Shearings customer like a physical brochure, so we're working very hard to get that in place for August/September, so that the agents can rack that brochure. When I go out and about on the road, previous to COVID, I would say I would always see the Shearings brochure racked. So I think that's the key thing: is put the product on the racks so that the customers could see it. We're going to also provide lots of point of sale. We're also going to provide lots of JPEGs and images for customers, for the agents' Facebook pages as well. So
Yeah.
in time, all that material will come. We're also going to provide a travel agent bookable website for Shearings as well. At the moment, they have to book. So it's really down to us at Ledger and Shearings to give the agent the tools, and that's what we're working very, very hard at doing at the moment. But I think the UK will sell itself. I think you see it on the news. You know, the talk is the staycation at the moment. So I actually think it's going to be a fairly easy sell, because I think the customers are actually going to be asking the agent about the UK product, where I think it's important that we supply the agent with those tools. And like I say, we're working very hard to do that at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's definitely a sector which looks set to kind of grow in the next few months. But in terms of leisure holidays, what destinations and kinds of holiday are selling well at the moment, and what do you think will sell well in the coming months as we continue to cope with this pandemic?
The truth of the matter is, actually, it's a really mixed bag. Honestly,
Yeah.
it really is. I can't actually put my finger on one specific destination. You know, Italy's always been a favourite at Ledger, and that's selling well. Obviously, it's not selling as strongly as we would expect during this situation. But you know, Italy's always been a firm favourite with Ledger, and obviously our specialist brands. You know, the single traveller, the solos market, it's huge, and we have a dedicated brochure for that. Our battlefield tours, it ceases to amaze me, never ceases to amaze me just how popular these historical tours are, and not just for the older generation, for the younger generation as well. And the fact, I think the important thing is, though, we're on sale now, 2021, 2022. We are seeing a clear pattern that the customer is happy to book further down the line. So we're on sale right into 2022 already. Croatia, again, very popular. That was very popular last year, and we're seeing that again this year. And Scotland as well, because Ledger do have a little bit of a UK program, Ireland and Scotland. But it really is a mixed bag, definitely.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the battlefield tools are something that I always think of when I think of Ledger, and it's quite a kind of unique section of the market, isn't it? Do you want to just give us a quick overview of that for some agents that perhaps might not know what you offer there?
Yeah, I mean, the perception is the youngest person on the coach will be 60 plus. Really isn't the case. There are families, there are school groups, there's boyfriend, girlfriend that goes along. I mean, it's just such a mixed bag on the coach, and they're just really interesting historical tours. You know, people can trace their family history, and we can help them. You know, even take them to the cemetery where their family member is buried, and even to the actual headstone. So it's real interest to them. It's real personal interest, all fully guided, and obviously doing a battlefields by coach. It's really a really good, relaxing way to get around the battlefields, the beaches, and actually sort of, get off the coach and walk along the beaches into the cemeteries as well. It makes you feel part of what happened. You really do get a sense of how it was. And we've got so many tours. An introductory tour for the First World War would be All Quiet on the Western Front, which takes in Timecott Cemetery, Passchendaele, Menin Gate, where the last post is played in Ypres every night. An introductory tour for the Second World War would be the Normandy D-Day landings. They're your two intro tours, if you like. But then there's so many more tours that if you've got a more specific interest, you can delve a lot deeper. But they're all fully guided. Every single one of our tours has a specialist guide dedicated to that particular tour. So their knowledge is just unbelievable, really is. They're absolutely fantastic. And we get people who come back and go, I wasn't really looking forward to it, but they absolutely loved it, and they become mesmerized by the guide and the information they're given. And then you see them rebook and rebook and rebook. It's one of those products that once you've been, you're like, I have to do another one. I have to do another one. And that really is how the Battlefield program works. It's a fantastic product.
Okay. And I mean, looking further ahead into the future with your crystal ball, how do you think that, what do you think that travel is going to look like, and specifically for Ledger and Shearings as well?
I think this is my personal opinion. I think it will come back. I still think there's a massive appetite for travel. I really, really do. But I think, it would be ignorant to think that consumer confidence at the moment is wavering with all the advice that is changing constantly. So I think we have to be very cautious, but optimistic as well. I think, there's always going to be appetite for travel. I know that I can't wait to go traveling again. I think you go on a Ledger holiday, on a Shearings holiday, or a ski holiday, whatever it is. I know I will do that. But at the same time, I am obviously looking at the situation. It's got to be safe, and we've got to do it at the right time. But I think not just Ledger or Shearings, but I speak for all travel companies, safety is paramount, and we're offering the customers the best advice, the best choice. Obviously that is constantly changing. But I personally think travel will come back, and people will you'll suddenly see an influx of people booking 1, 2, 3, 4 holidays. I just think it's going to happen gradually, but we will get there. That's my personal opinion, anyway.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
And last question: where are you going to travel to then? Because you said you're itching to go off on holiday. So where's your first place that you would like to go, or you've already booked somewhere?
Switzerland's my favourite place. I was very fortunate to live in Switzerland many years ago, Interlaken, Wengen, that kind of Bernese Oberland area, which Ledger feature and part of their tours. So I think it will be Switzerland for me, but in the winter, so I can snowboard.
Okay. And what's your kind of do you have one particular tour that you think stands out as a good seller at the moment for agents who are looking to sort of get their clients tentatively travelling for the first time?
Are we talking Shearings, or are we talking Ledger?
Whichever you want, or maybe perhaps one for each.
Well, like I said, the Italian lakes, the Lake Gardas, Lake Como, Maggiore, they are always very, very popular, and some of the prices that we offer on Ledger are very competitive, because obviously we've got the Luxuria coach with 31 seats, the seat back TVs. So it just, a fantastic tour is the lakes for me, and for Shearings. What I'm seeing is the Isle of Wight seems very popular. Again, I'm learning this product as I go along, but the Isle of Wight, Eastbourne, Bournemouth, they seem to be firm favourites in the UK market at the moment.
Okay, interesting. The beach, then, I guess that's getting away to the coast. Okay, well, thank you very much, and good luck with everything. Familiarising yourself with all the UK products sounds like it's
a lot to learn.
A lot to learn, yeah, definitely. but I'm sure that agents will be yeah, looking forward to finding out more from you. So yeah, thank you very much.